Hey Scott, here's an update as per my email, and if we're happy with this, we can send it on to Stretch and the rest of the guys. So basically, this that we're looking at now is edited the V2 version that I shared with you yesterday. I have moved the leg down, so when it's up in the 90-degree position, it's a little difficult to see it, but anyway, well, I guess there you can see it comes flush with this 2x4, and we're at the 45-degree angle, and our hinge point is mounted here. So put it on the module. Now I need to just check immediately here. So that's braking in the right direction. This, I don't have a constraint to make sure that it brakes the right way. And if we do show it to the other guys, this leg on this side of this end of the module is hidden in this view, just so that we don't have anything in the way. And I've also moved the hinge from inside the leg to the outside of the leg based on some photographs that I took at Stretch's place yesterday. And excuse me, I haven't worked on the width of this block to close up this gap. Apologies. But the hole on this link is tracking the hole in the leg exactly. So the fact that it's off by a quarter of an inch or something is just a matter of pushing this block out. So we can see here that as we close that leg up, the hinge is sticking out below. And it seems to me that a lot of the hinges on the guys' modules do not do that. So I'm still in a bit of a quandary as to why that is. Anyway, swing it up, and having done 3 versions of this, it struck me, and in the end I'll show you, that we could make a fixture that basically holds this thing at its 45-degree angle and locates off this face, which is where our hinge is fastened, and we can slide that forwards and backwards to position this hinge point and this hinge point and get them all marked, because once we've got this held at 45 and located in this plane between this blue face and this blue face, they're all on the same plane as is the top of this hinge. We should be able to hold that in place and mark these 2 holes and this hole and drill it out. But let me move on here to version 3. Okay, so here we are with the version 3, which Scott, you asked for, and this is flipping the hinge the other way. So if I get this in a decent place to look at, version 2 had this bracket down at the inside the module, and the pivot point fastened on the outside here. And now we've done exactly the opposite. The pivot point's on the inside of the module and this hinge is on the top. And, confirming with the hinge in my hand, it collapses by breaking inwards. So that's exactly what it's doing. And the effect of that is that the hinge then collapses and hides inside the module, whereas the previous one, the hinge stayed below the module. It stuck out. And then you wanted me to look at also version 4, which, have I got the right one here? No, I don't have. This is version 4, where we had you asked what we were building on Sunday, where we started to fasten the hinge onto the cross member. And so, it's certainly possible to do that, as we'll see here. And it just pushes everything up. So when this collapses down and then goes up and in, and everything works fine. So that's, both of those solutions would give us a hinge hidden inside the module. This one you can see it looks like we get some, we miss there. We should miss that block. So we get no interference there at all. So in doing these, I started to understand, visualize the geometry of what's going on here. So we have this plane, this dark blue plane that we screw the hinge on, and the leg pivots around on the hinge point here to be in the 90-degree position or in the closed position. And our hinge needs to sit in the fully stand-up position at 45 degrees to this plane, which we started working with on Sunday there with a 45 angle. And I just realized that if we could hold this thing at 45 and reference this plane, and these two surfaces, at least the way I've drawn them, are meant to be pretty much in the same plane, and we can be within an eighth of an inch. It's not going to matter too much. So if we designed a fixture that would enable us to hold this at 45 and register on these two planes, we'd be able to mark out these holes, and we'd be able to move ahead quite quickly. So I jumped to this drawing here, and in the 90-degree position with my CAD, I was able to sketch in a triangle. And I would envisage I could cut this thing on my laser cutter and then scribe it at 45 degrees every eighth of an inch or so, which will enable us to slide the hinge forward or backwards and still know that we're pretty much at the 45 angle, and be able to mark out the holes. And these tabs here enable us to register on whatever surface. This surface is the bottom of this, and this surface, as you can see, it's all one plane. So I think that would maybe simplify things. I'd just pull that out as a complete sketch, and I put this tab here, which we may or may not need. It just falls between the 2x4 here and allows enough space for us to slide this forwards and back, or up and down, and then forwards and backwards. Anyway, let me know what you think, and we can take it from there. I think by flipping that hinge, we get all the arms tucked up in the module, and I think that's a good place to be. Thanks. Hey Scott, so I've just explored moving this block both below this plane and then above. So as I moved it up 1 3/4 inches below this plane, it didn't really help me because the long link is on the top here and it swings right through this 2x4. But by moving it 1 3/4 inches above the plane, as shown here, you get a more complex hinge motion. It does quite a loop here, and but it comes close to tucking out of the way. So maybe I'll give you my phone number in an email here, but maybe we can just chat about this and see if you've got any ideas before I spend any more time on this. Thanks.